Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, let's talk about Stephanie and Everett, right? The one thing I don't really understand is that the more she talks to Everett, the more sketched out she is, but yet she continues to have these conversations with him like she still wants to give him a chance, and I don't really understand why at this point. Right? Like, especially after seeing the way he dismissed her in front of Jada, Smith saying, "Oh, you act like you didn't really have the time of day for me." Well, if that's the case, then why are you Smith talking to him now? I also didn't really understand why she kept pushing for Everett to continue his treatment, to continue his therapy, Smith saying he was making progress, and I don't understand why you stopped. If he said that he got out of it whatever he was going to get out of it, and he said that, hey, listen, I may not never get my memories back, but I have to sit there and live in the present, the here and now, why is that not enough? Like, why was she so adamant? She was so sketched out. Like, well, I don't understand why you're stopping therapy for, like, because it's his choice. Now, if you're that sketched out about it, you don't actually have to continue to see him. When he said towards the end, he's like, listen, I want to sit there and just move forward with my future. And hopefully it's with you. You have a look in your face like you don't trust him. This guy seems like he's making you uncomfortable, but clearly not uncomfortable enough to not to not stop talking to him. So I don't really get that. Now, Constantine, after this long-winded speech, isn't there telling John when he used the pawn card, I need you to break into the safe. I need you to sit there and get a copy of that prenup. I know a lot of people isn't there saying, well, her lawyers got backup copies and stuff like that. Well, the thing is, he did sit there and say that when he signed it, he literally signed a physical copy. So unless she decided to scan it and send it to her lawyers, yeah, they may have a copy of the prenup, but they don't have a copy of his signature. I don't really understand why he was not there trying to ask Teresa to get the paper like she was Catwoman or something. I mean, it just shows you just how desperate that this man is. And when you stop to think about it, Maggie's not really getting that much, right? Yeah, she's getting enough to sit there and live comfortably, but this is after the money is dispersed to the family. Alex is going to get a choose chunk. She's going to get something, and the family's going to get something, and he's only going to get half of what she's getting. And hell, let's just sit there and say he gets it all of her portion. It's still I feel like what he's getting from her, is it really enough? Like, is it really enough? I can see if Victor was only going to give it to maybe him and like maybe like a couple of kids or whatever, but he's he has an entire wealth. Like, your money is going to be like, I feel like the payday is not even that big. It's like he's just there just to be like, no, I'm already here, so I'm gonna sit there and get something. Well, you're not gonna get ten thousands and thousands of dollars. You're gonna get like maybe, I don't know, 500. That's what I'm just thinking in my head. Um, so Chad asked Paulina questions as far as like, hear rumors, word on the street is that you was doing some illegal stuff. You were driving a truck that you didn't have a license for. You put a bunch of people in danger, including your own daughter, Julie, and Johnny, as well as the other people that came there to kind of help out. Paulina tries to play the parent card. You would have did the same thing if you was in that situation. Sure, but the thing is, he wasn't in that situation. You were. So what did she do next? Play the politician. Well, I wasn't really in close proximity for that long, and I just it was my numbers was down. Chad's like, yeah, but your numbers are still there, though. So she didn't like the meeting, and eventually she talks to Johnny when she now stands like, hey, listen, I need you to sit there, talk to your dad, because I'm pretty sure he's behind this, and talk to Chad. Put in a good word. Like, I don't want to sit there and put you in the middle of this, but I'm going to put you in the middle of this. Now, Chanel has just been feeling off one day. She overslept when Stephanie was there to open the bakery. And when Paulina was there, she got super nauseous. She was already tired, and Johnny was like, "This is one of the symptoms that Kayla was talking about." Now, Paulina is scared for her, but is also feeling like crap because she knows that she's most likely sick because of Paulina. Um, at one point, Chad does talk to Julie, like, "Yo, when is the house gonna get finished?" I'm just like, why don't you just move back into the Damaris? Like, I get that he had that huge fight with EJ, but that was at least a couple of months ago. You think about it. Why are you having them stay there? You think that Doug and Julie want to sit there? I mean, I know they love their grandchildren, but like, they're kind of up there in age, you know? Like, I just think that the kids would just be happier. Rachel's there, Holly's there, Tate sometimes shows up there. Never mind, I take Tate back. But Rachel's there, Holly's there. Just move back into Damaro's place. I don't understand that. That's just my thoughts. Now, when Constantine was using the pawn card, Marlena came over there. And Marlena, he had to sit there and snap back out, say, "Hey, listen, by the way, me and Maggie were getting married, so just pretend that I didn't tell you that." She's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do that." So he walks off. John is like is very foggy. He looks like he's disoriented. He talks about this isn't the first time that he's felt like that with when he was talking to Constantine. And Marlena says some psychobabble about how maybe it's a part of his brain that's just shutting down to not deal with the guilt and the remorse of what he did. And I'm just like, is it a possibility that he could have just hypnotized him? I mean, I know there's a handful of people that could sit there and do that, but like, did you even sit there and think about that? Um, what's happened? Oh, so Everett's not there. He's at the Brady pub, and Marlena walks. Is like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she's like, "Hey, could I sit there and talk to you for a little bit?" And Everett's like, "Listen, I can't really do it right now. I'm kind of busy. Kind of got to sit there and hit this deadline." She just invites herself and sits down. And she also says, like, why did you lie to Stephanie about your treatment or whatever? Now, I guess to try to get her off his back, he tries to insult her by saying, well, what you do is pseudoscience and, kind of coming across as a quack, which no one uses that term ever. I've never heard anyone call a doctor or any sort of science that they do a quack. That literally came out of nowhere. And it no one says that. No one says that. Just want to throw that out there. But he pretty much was like, I don't want to sit there and continue therapy. I'm just kind of done. I want to sit there and move on. That's why when he talked to Stephanie, he was just so adamant about it. Um, but again, I don't really understand. Like, the dude's just acting very sketchy. He's just acting very sketchy. I mean, we all know that it's probably going to be something more, but every time he sees her at this point, like, even when um Stephanie brought up Everett or Bobby or whatever, and he shushed her. Like, that was like that would have been enough for any woman to be like, you know what, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm out. Yet she still is coming back for that. I don't get that. Um. Anyway, I did talk about Johnny. Yeah, Johnny was there. I think they need to get Johnny a sense of direction. They really do. They really need to sit there and give him, because he talks about this filmmaking thing or whatever, and I think it was today. It could have been yesterday. I think it was today. He was like, well, there's not really a lot of opportunities here. I was like, then make an opportunity. You ever heard of this thing called YouTube? I mean, I don't know if they can do that, but my point is that he's not just saying like, he would have to move. He would have to move to New York or LA and stuff like that. And I get that, but like, bro, you gotta start doing something. Talk about these. There's not really a lot of opportunities. Like, have you actually been trying? Have you been talking about you've been trying? It seems like he talks about this filmmaking stuff, but he doesn't seem like he's actually interested in doing it, doing the actual work. Okay, well, you can sing. How about you do that? It's just, I don't know. I don't get it. Surprisingly, Julie was a lot more, not as like Maggie, are you out your damn mind? When she found out that they were getting married, the only thing she said was, "Hey, listen, just protect yourself." Of course, he talks about the prenup or whatever. So she's like, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna sit there and back you." And I think she probably did that because she knows that most of her family is giving her somewhat of a pushback. I mean, it's an understandable pushback, but it's pushback. So she's like, "Hey, listen, I got your back or whatever." And of course, Constantine um, comes in and sees them talking or whatever, and kind of briefly mentions, "Hey, listen, I signed a prenup or whatever, but it's at the end of the month, they're gonna be coming for me." And Maggie's like, "Hey, listen, I got you. We're gonna get this squared away or whatever." Um, I feel like that's about it for the most part. I might have missed out like one or two things, but I did this video earlier. I didn't like how it came out. It was before I ate something, and I don't know. I didn't go back and rewatch it. I just felt like I just was not. I didn't give my 100%. You know. So I wanted to sit there and do this video, and I've like, even if I missed like maybe one or two things, I feel more better about this video than I did about the video earlier. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. But if you miss anything, come to the live stream tonight, unless I post this after. But then hopefully you're there. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I'll see you in the next video.